Hello and good morning. Thank you for taking some time to join us today. Again, my name is Thomas Scotti. I am the product manager for the Multiplex side of Well-Built Beverage. I've been with the company for about 5 years, and in that time I've been fortunate enough to see some really exciting things happen. First and foremost, Paul showed our N2 Mobile a little bit earlier. That is the successor to the N2 Fusion. As of today, between those machines, we've got about 8,000 nitro coffee machines across the globe. So we actually helped use our technology to kickstart that beverage trend. Very exciting stuff. Also, behind me, you see the Fresh Blender, which is a fully automated turnkey solution for healthy smoothies, refreshers, lattes, frappes, all sorts of wonderful things. And because it's fully automated, because it's so easy to use, we brought an entire beverage category to operators who may not have otherwise had access to that type of beverage. Innovation, case in point. So technology and innovation, that's the heart of what we do. But today, I want to talk a little bit about our craftsmanship. And I'm very excited to present to you the Multiplex CraftTap, aptly named. So, a side note, the CraftTap is the first of several exciting new innovations in carbonated soft drink dispense that we, as Well-Built Beverage, will be showing off over the course of the next 6 to 12 months. And the main reason behind this is, in the previous decades leading up to today, traditional CSD technology has remained relatively unchanged. In that same time, culinary innovation and experimentation has really flourished. Functional beverages, refreshers, kombuchas, cocktails, craft sodas, all of these things have been exploding. For our customers, their craft really defines their brand. So the question becomes, when you have crafted that perfect beverage, how do you serve it? How do you elevate that experience and make sure that when folks come into your establishment, they realize that this is special. This is something they should stop and notice. Try this beverage. That's a problem that we've been focused on, and our solution is the CraftTap. Beautifully designed, mirror polished 300 series stainless steel naturally will become the focal point of any bar that you mount this to. The design is timeless, very simple but beautiful. It fits within a variety of aesthetics. So you can see here, we've got just a pretty standard rustic wood look that you would see in any number of bars or restaurants. And then here's something a little bit more modern. We've actually done an acrylic through the wall installation so you can see just how simple the installation truly is for these taps. Whatever the approach that you're going to take, it's going to really help your brand shine uniquely. And it's not just pleasing to the eye. So I'll pour a beverage here for you. And what you'll see is that the pull of the handle is nice and sturdy, has really pleasant action to operate, and then it flips right back into position when you've completed your pour. So the nice thing about that, because it's self-closing and because it's robust, you can use this for either crew or self-serve. Now, self-serve requires a robust design, as you likely well know. So how did we make something so beautiful, so rugged? The answer is really perfecting it over the course of years. We have designed, prototyped, field tested, improved, designed, prototyped, field tested several times to get to where we are today with this current design. The result is a reliable design that will last you for hundreds of thousands of cycles. Maintenance is very simple. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. And in fact, what I'm going to do is we'll take a closer look at a sample that I have here. And what we're going to do is really quickly kind of demonstrate how you would go about installing and maintaining this unit. So again, very simple. At the end of the night, you're going to go ahead and just take your nozzle off for cleaning. And it's a really, I know you can't feel it, but it's a very, very nice thread, very pleasant in the hand. So get that nice and clean, wipe it down, shine it up, you're ready for the next service day. Installation is also very simple. So as you can see here, there's a mounting nut on the back of the tap. And anyone who is familiar with a beer tap will automatically recognize the inspiration behind the design. So you simply put a 1 3/4 inch hole into whatever you would like to mount this to, and then screw that nut onto the back to hold it in place. Now, we'll talk about actually installing your beverage lines. So you have a shank nut here, again very evocative of a craft beer tap. And then what you can see on the inside, very simply, a 3/8 inch outer diameter John Guest fitting in both the syrup position and the soda position. Now, while you can do whatever you'd like with this, we wanted to make it a little bit simpler for install, and it's actually labeled. If you can see, if I can get the light right, you can see soda and syrup. Oh, wow, there you go. Look at that. You know, you've probably noticed at this point, there are also a couple of barbed fittings. So those are really exciting. So inside the body, we've actually grooved out a channel that allows for coolant to recirculate. If you're using soda, you could do something very, very similar to what you would see in a traditional installation. You can break off your carbonated water and use that as a cooling source. Alternatively, if you were using this for something that needs to be a little bit colder, this is a completely discrete circuit, which means you could use glycol. You could use any sort of glycol-based mixture to get lower than 32 degrees. I would just caution, because the heat transfer is so good inside this tap, be careful not to freeze your drinks. So that's the only word of warning there. So we'll go ahead and put this away for the time being. So as far as quality is concerned, we have, as Well-Built Beverage, been working with industry leaders in carbonated soft drink for many years. We know what is required in the cup. The Brix levels, the carbonation levels, the pour, the mixture. The tap was designed to make sure that you are not sacrificing any of that. It's actually just as good, if not better, than any other traditional CSD valve as far as performance is concerned. And then again, when it comes to dealing with some of the more interesting and exciting beverages we talked about earlier today, it can handle those as well with those flexible options that we were talking about a little bit earlier. So, with that having been said, there we go. The CraftTap is the ultimate tool to elevate your beverage brand and perceived quality. So this is going to be what you can use to kind of take that to the next level. Note that interest is high in the tap right now. We have orders through to the end of the year. So we are looking to start taking orders for we'll try to bring them in if we can, but probably Q1 of 2022 at this point. Be on the lookout for some more information coming from Well-Built Beverage over the course of the next 1 to 2 months. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. You're either your Well-Built representative or directly to myself or Paul or anybody on the Well-Built Beverage team. We'll get you the answers that you're looking for on timing, on pricing, and then we'll also be really excited to work with you on design and installation and maybe bouncing some ideas back and forth on how you can really use the tap to elevate the offering. So with all that having been said, we'll go ahead and open up for a few questions. Okay, so what would you typically mount to? So in addition to what you're seeing here, one thing that is important to highlight is you've probably seen a lot of really interesting, beautiful, and exciting new draft beer towers walking into restaurants and bars across the country. Take any of those designs and put a bigger hole into that shell, and you can now put a CraftTap. You can have half beer, half other beverages, half kombuchas, cocktails, sodas, however you'd like to lay that out. All you would need to do is work with your partner to make a wonderful new tower, and then go ahead and install our CraftTap right onto that, and it will help accentuate your creativity. So could the CraftTap be used to replace an existing beer tap? So as I mentioned, it can go into a very similar application, but you have to keep in mind that the hole needs to be bigger. So you can't walk up to an existing beer tower and just pop in a CraftTap. You're going to need to do something custom, or if you're doing sort of a through-the-wall installation, you'll just need to open up the hole to accommodate the new tap. So what bricks ratios can the tap accommodate? So the bricks ratios are less of a characteristic of the tap, and they're more of a characteristic of the flow control. So right now we're offering it with a standard 424 flow control. That's what you would see on any of our traditional CSD machines. Would work with any other flow control you may have. And as I mentioned, in the next few months we'll be talking about some exciting new developments, and there may be some implications in this area as well. Are the flow controls included with the CraftTap? So to allow you for maximum installation flexibility, we do not bundle them together. We're going to offer a separate flow control accessory that can be purchased separately from the CraftTap itself. Okay. Looks like no other questions. So that's going to bring me to the end of my time. Stay tuned. We've got Manitowoc Ice coming up next with some really exciting developments. And thank you for joining us.